The Radical Party's national convention took place this Monday, and it was awkward as hell. There was a lot, and I mean a lot, of criticism towards President Mauricio Macri, speakers who brought props on stage, and some unruly attendees who kept singing that Macri should go fuck himself. For more on this, it's time for another episode of WTF, Race to the Casa Rosada. By the way, now the question on your mind right now, I know that is probably, why do I care about a convention? And that's fair, you don't. But you're already watching this, and you're probably hoping that I'll throw in a few jokes here and there, so what difference does it make? You don't care anyway, right? Cue the intro, whatever. Okay, since half of you watching don't even know who the president of this country is, and the other half has already forgotten what we covered in last week's episode, let's do a quick recap of what Cambiemos is and why you should care in a way that all of you pop culture fans can understand. Star Wars. Jesus Christ. Did you guys hear this audio that Macri posted on Instagram about this guy who's super happy, like driving through the Paseo del Bajo, and he's like, balua, balua, balua. Ah, fuck, sorry. Thought I had more time. So yeah, we all know what happened next. Macri became the Cambiemos presidential candidate after defeating these two guys in the primaries, and then he won the presidential election and has been president ever since. The problem is that once Macri became the president, that was pretty much it for the Radicales, also known as the Radicals. Now, the Radicals are a proud bunch. They are a pretty centrist political party, one of the oldest in the country, and they are a mixed bag of ideologies that go from social democracy to social liberalism. And while the name Radical probably makes you think of this, their party is more like this. They are the party of Argentine beloved presidents like Hipólito Yrigoyen and Ricardo Alfonsín, two names that probably mean nothing to you, but please Google them because they are important, I promise. So when suddenly Macri decided to pat them in the back for helping him win the election and mostly coming to them only to pass a bill in Congress here and there, let's just say that there was some resentment going on. Cambiemos was like Destiny's Child. Once they got a Grammy, Beyonce said, "Bye, bitches," and never looked back. Also, the Radicals are totally Kelly Rowland in this scenario. Things got worse when Macri's popularity started going downhill. Suddenly, the Radicals, still a part of Cambiemos, were going down with him, which made them even unhappier, especially with Cristina rising in the polls. And for the last few days, many members of the Radical Party started saying that President Macri should run against other Cambiemos presidential candidates in the August primaries because the magic was gone, an idea that the Casa Rosada didn't like because it was pretty much like admitting failure. Or in simpler terms, it was like Kelly Rowland telling Beyonce to go back to Destiny's Child because it's her time to have her solo career. And this takes us to the National Convention of the Radical Party, which took place this Monday. An event that traditionally mirrors the Democratic or Republican National Conventions in the United States, hilarity included. Now, this was big because this was supposed to be the event in which the Radicals announced whether they were staying within Cambiemos or leaving the coalition. A decision that would absolutely destroy Macri's re-election possibility and certainly guarantee an Alberto Fernandez victory. And it was cringing to watch because the discontent was palpable. So palpable that people in the background could be heard chanting or singing things like these. One delegate angry at President Macri also brought a prop on stage to make fun of him. In the end, the final communique was clear. The Radicals aren't happy with an administration they see as arrogant, and while they have agreed to stay within Cambiemos, they have demands. First, they want to be heard. They want Macri to listen to them and take their opinions seriously. And second, they want to broaden the coalition in an effort to stop Cristina. Who could this include? We don't know yet. They're being pragmatic in what they see as an epic fight against populism, which means they have to stick together, like it or not. But at the same time, this big moment of catharsis was important to try and contain those radicals who are furious at the fact that the party is still a part of Cambiemos. And this strategy may have worked. On Monday, Social Development Minister Carolina Stanley, another person you don't know, so please Google her, mentioned that the ticket is still not decided, which means that the government could be considering a radical running mate for Macri. Who could this be? Also, we still don't know. The Casa Rosada will have to find a way to listen to the Radicals if this coalition is to remain strong against the Fernandez ticket. Now, what happens in the next few weeks will be critical, and the Macri administration will have to be very careful to make sure that the Cambiemos coalition remains together. That's it, guys. It's like, I was gonna make a joke about Survivor? What's it called? Survival, by Destiny's Child. You know the one. I'm a survivor. No?